You know that moment, when something feels different before it even begins? Like the air shifts, just slightly, and you can't explain why, but your heart starts beating a little faster anyway. That's what it felt like. Backstage in Tampa, everything was supposed to be routine. Controlled. Professional. Staff moving with purpose, headsets buzzing, cues being called out like clockwork. These are people who've seen it all, right? World tours, massive artists, unforgettable performances, nothing really surprises them anymore. But that night? Something was off. And not in a bad way. In a way that made people pause, even if just for a second. You guys, can we talk about that kind of silence? Not the empty kind, but the kind that builds, like something is about to happen. Because right before Jimin stepped onto that stage, there was this tension. Not chaos. Not noise. Just anticipation. And here's the thing, no one backstage said it out loud. But they all felt it. Lights dim. The crowd outside? Already loud. Already electric. You could hear the roar bleeding through the walls like a storm waiting to break. And then he walks in. No dramatic entrance. No over-the-top movement. Just him. And somehow, that's already too much. There's this quiet shift among the staff. One person stops mid-sentence. Another forgets to check their clipboard. Someone who's been doing this job for years just stares. Because it's not just about how he looks. Although, let's be real, his visuals? Unreal. But it's more than that. It's the way he carries himself. Soft, but powerful. Calm, but overwhelming. How does he even do that? Seriously, how? He doesn't demand attention. He doesn't need to. It just happens. And you can see it in their faces. These professionals who are trained to stay focused, to stay sharp no matter what, suddenly look like fans seeing him for the first time. And the craziest part? He hasn't even stepped on stage yet. He adjusts his in-ear monitor, takes a small breath, and for a split second, just a split second, his expression softens. It's human. So human. And that's when it hits you. This isn't just a superstar walking out to perform. This is someone about to become something else entirely. And then the music starts. You know that feeling when the first note hits and your entire body reacts before your brain catches up? Yeah, that. The crowd explodes. It's loud. It's overwhelming. It's almost too much. But somehow, he makes it feel quiet. Because the second he steps into the light, everything changes. Time doesn't stop. But it feels like it does. His movements are slow at first. Controlled. Intentional. Like he's pulling the audience in, not all at once, but piece by piece. And you guys. This is where it gets dangerous. Because you think you're watching a performance. But you're not. You're feeling it. There's this moment, so small you could miss it if you blink, where he looks out into the crowd. Not over them. Not past them. At them. And it's not just a glance. It's connection. Real connection. Did you feel that too? Because even backstage, people felt it. A camera operator, someone who's supposed to stay steady, literally lowers the camera for half a second. Half a second. That's all it takes. Another staff member just whispers, "Wow," under their breath, like they forgot they were working. And honestly, can you blame them? Because what Jimin is doing on that stage, it's not normal. It's not something you can train for. It's not something you can fake. It's presence. Pure, undeniable presence. And just when you think you've adjusted to it, just when you think, okay, I get it now, he changes. The energy shifts. The softness? Still there. But now there's something else underneath. Something sharper. Stronger. Almost dangerous. His movements become faster. More intense. The music builds, and suddenly the entire stage feels too small to contain him. And the crowd. They lose it. Completely. But here's the part no one expected. Backstage, they're losing it too. You don't see this. You're not supposed to. But it's happening. Staff exchanging looks like, "Are you seeing this?" Someone shaking their head in disbelief. Another person just standing there, frozen, completely forgetting what they were about to do. And you have to ask yourself, what kind of performer does that? What kind of artist breaks through not just to the audience, but to the people who never get affected anymore? Because remember, these aren't first-time concert goers. These are professionals. They've seen legends. They've seen icons. And yet, here they are. Mesmerized. By him. And just when you think that's the peak. No. No, no, no. That wasn't even the moment that shocked everyone. Because there's this part, later in the performance, where everything slows down again. The lights dim. The music softens. And it's just him. Standing there. Breathing. And you can hear it. Not literally, but you feel it. That quiet inhale before something changes. And then, he smiles. Not the big, stage smile. Not the polished one. A small one. Soft. Almost shy. And it hits harder than anything else. Because in that moment, he's not just a global superstar. He's just Jimin. And somehow, that's even more powerful. Backstage? Silence again. But this time, it's different. It's not anticipation. It's realization. Like everyone just understood something at the same time. That what they're witnessing is rare. And honestly, how often does that happen? How often do you get a moment where everything, performance, emotion, presence, connection, just aligns perfectly? It wasn't just a performance. It was something more. Something you don't fully understand until it's already over. And even then, you're still trying to process it. And just when you think it's starting to fade, that feeling, that energy, something else happens.